All right, let's jump right in. We need to talk about an invisible threat, one that's already inside pretty much all of us. But, and this is the important part, don't worry.
Because we're also going to talk about a super simple, really affordable, and powerful way to fight back using something that's probably sitting in your kitchen right now. So what exactly are we dealing with? Well, get this. Scientists figure that every single week you and I are consuming about 5 grams of plastic. To put that in perspective, that's literally the weight of a credit card every week. And it's coming from our food, our water, even the air we breathe. And look, this isn't just some far-off environmental issue. It's an issue that's right here, inside our bodies. Researchers have found these tiny plastic particles everywhere they've looked, in our blood, in our organs, and yeah, even inside our brains. Okay, I know that sounds pretty alarming, but here's the good news, and it's really good news. What if I told you the answer wasn't some fancy, expensive pill or a complicated detox? What if the solution to help protect your body was just a common food? Well, the hero of this story is dietary fiber. Yep, the same stuff our doctors are always telling us to eat for good digestion. It turns out it's also our best defense against this very modern problem. It's simple, it's natural, and it works. And that's really the best part. This is a solution that everyone can access. You don't need to go to a specialty store. You don't need a huge budget. The power to fight back is sitting right there on the shelf of your local grocery store. So let's get into the how. How does this actually work? Well, the easiest way to think about it is to picture fiber as your body's own internal cleanup crew. It gets in there and does a few really critical jobs to help get those microplastics out. So this cleanup crew has a 4-part plan. First, it literally traps the particles. Its structure is kind of like a net that physically binds to the tiny bits of plastic. Second, it speeds things up. Fiber adds bulk, which helps move waste through your system faster, giving those plastics less time to get absorbed. Third, it strengthens the walls of your gut, creating a stronger barrier so it's harder for particles to sneak through into your bloodstream. And finally, it feeds the good bacteria in there, and a happy gut microbiome is your first line of defense. It really does it all.
Okay, so now we know why fiber is so great. Let's get to the really practical part. How do you actually do this? It all comes down to one simple daily number. And here it is, 30 grams. That's the goal. Research is showing that hitting 30 grams of fiber a day can make a real difference. Now, most people only get about half of that, maybe 15 grams a day. So for most of us, the goal is to double up. But trust me, it's way easier than you think. And you might be thinking, 30 grams? That sounds like a lot. But check this out. Look how fast it adds up with just normal everyday foods. 1 cup of lentils or black beans, boom, that's 15 grams right there. You're halfway home. An ounce of chia seeds, which you can toss on yogurt or in a smoothie, gives you a huge 10-gram boost. A cup of raspberries, a pear, these are all delicious, cheap foods you can find anywhere. So let's put it all together. What would a day actually look like? It's pretty simple. You could have some oatmeal with chia seeds and berries for breakfast. That's already 14 grams. Then maybe a big salad with some chickpeas for lunch and a hearty lentil soup for dinner. And just like that, with 3 simple, tasty meals, you're at 36 grams. You've totally nailed it. The point is, this goal is completely 100% doable. Now, hold on. Before you run out and eat a pound of lentils, there's one really important thing to remember. If your body isn't used to this much fiber, you have to increase it slowly. If you go too fast, you might get some digestive complaints like gas or bloating. So let's do this the smart way. The key is slow and steady. For the first week, just focus on adding 1 new high-fiber item each day. Maybe it's a piece of fruit or a handful of nuts. The next week, try swapping your white bread for whole grain. In week 3, you can add another high-fiber item. Just ease into it. This gives your body plenty of time to adjust. And here is the absolute non-negotiable golden rule. You must drink more water.
Think of fiber as a sponge. For it to do its job and move smoothly, it needs a lot of water. So as you're upping your fiber, make sure you're upping your water intake too. Aim for at least 8 glasses a day. You know what's so great about this? Is that tackling microplastics is just the beginning. Hitting that 30-gram fiber goal comes with this whole package of other amazing health benefits. It's like a buy one, get 5 free deal for your body. For starters, it's great for your heart. Certain types of fiber actually bind to that bad LDL cholesterol and help carry it right out of your body. It's a simple and powerful way to support your cardiovascular health. Fiber is also an absolute champion when it comes to blood sugar. It slows everything down, preventing those big sugar spikes and crashes after you eat. This is absolutely critical for anyone trying to manage their blood sugar levels. And of course, there are the benefits we all know about. It keeps you regular, which is fantastic. But more than that, study after study has shown that a high-fiber diet is linked to a significantly lower risk of colorectal cancer. That's a huge one. So when you put all of that together, what do you get? A longer, healthier life. It's that simple. Major studies show that people with the highest fiber intake tend to live longer and have fewer chronic diseases. It's a true cornerstone of healthy aging. So while we're helping our bodies flush plastics out, it also makes a lot of sense to let less of it in to begin with, right? And these are super easy changes. Number 1, never ever microwave food in plastic. The heat can cause particles to leach right into your meal. Use wood or glass cutting boards instead of plastic, and store your leftovers in glass. Simple swaps. So let's wrap up with this thought, because it's so empowering. In a world full of complicated health advice, this is simple. This is something you have complete control over. The solution isn't complicated or expensive. It's right there waiting for you in your kitchen. So I'll leave you with a simple question to ponder. Just think about it. What is one easy, high-fiber food you could add to your life this week? Maybe it's just sprinkling some chia seeds on your morning oatmeal, or swapping chips for an apple. That one small step is all it takes to get started.